Hi guys, welcome back to Canvas and Pixels by Next Layers. This is going to be very quick. A subscriber who is trying to use the tutorial on how to lay a book from start to finish ran into a small hiccup, and I decided to help. So I told him to send the file. I think he had issues with text disappearing after he applied chapter title formatting. So let's check it. Now, when I received the Microsoft Word document, there are a few other things I noticed. Number one, its unit of measurement is in points, and that is absolutely okay if you know how to work with points. All right, so when I went to document setup, I couldn't really work on it because it's in points, and I'm comfortable with inches. So let me switch it back to inches. You right click somewhere here, and then let me remove points. So I think we should have, okay, now we have inches. All right, what I did was to right click here and then switch it back to inches. Now when I went to file and I did setup again, I noticed that this book is in 6x9. It's in 6x9. That's a popular size if you go to YouTube and just search for a book size. All right, but 6x9 will not work for every book. This is what I mean. He sent the Microsoft Word, and when I checked the Microsoft Word document, it's just 22 pages. And 6x9 is almost A4. All right, so first of all, the first thing I want to address is the wrong sizing. If I'm the one working on this book, what size will I choose? I will just go to my master A so that I can switch the size this, and I will say 4.75 by 7.5. The question is, why did I change it to this size? Number one, the number of pages of the book is too small. What I did in that place is to press double click so that I can have my text tool, and then I press Ctrl A so that I can copy everything. I've copied all the text. I'll right click on this and say insert page, and then insert before page 1, and I want master A. I'll click OK, and then come to page 2, and then to scroll down to every other page, hold down my shift and delete. All right, even at that, this setup is still not looking good enough. You will notice that the first thing I did is to change the page size. I'll change the dimension because that dimension is not going to work for a 22 page. Before you choose 6x9, maybe you have like a 200 page document, So I want to change the margins. I also noticed that the margins were not correct. So I'll just use that opportunity to change margin. I'll do 0.7 and say 0.7. For the bottom, I will have to bring out my baseline grid to finish the bottom. So I'll go to view, and then I'll say sometimes. So imagine that sometimes I'm still looking for these things. Grids and guides, and there's a show baseline grid. All right, I just tap my Z key to give me zoom. So let me check its body text so that I can know the increments. You have 16 points increment and then font size of 12. All right, that is meant to tally with your preferences. So I'll go to edit. If you're on Windows, edit preferences, and I'll select grid. If you're on Mac, you are supposed to go to preferences like that. Now I notice that this is 18, so this is not going to work. It's either you have increment of 18 in that place, and then you have increment of 18 here too. All right, so I'll click OK. Now this is the correct thing I'm looking for now. So I just want to adjust this. Don't forget that I have cut that text and it's still in my clipboard. So I'll make sure this is what I want to do now will make me paste, and I don't want to paste. So let me cram this number 0.1944. All right, so I will go to layout, margins and columns, and then I think I need to subtract 0.1944. Let me see. Yes, perfect. He's sitting right where I want it to sit. So let me leave the one at the top. All right, so I'll come back to page 1. Let's create a text frame, or like a rectangle frame, something like this, and then I'll convert it to a text frame. I'll just click that. All right, I'll paste. All right, so when I pasted now, you notice that we still have this red button, which means we have more pages. So I'll insert page and then go back to my first page, click on it, and then hold down my shift because I want it to auto flow now, and then click. All right, so now let's try and address the main issue. The main issue is that when he created chapter title, I think so, he said when he created chapter title, the other text, they disappeared. So permit me to change this font to something else. Let me remove the baseline grid. Grid, hide baseline grid. So I'll edit the body text, and then I wanted to change it to something. Let me just say Adobe Caslon Pro. It does not have to be my own font. All right, it does not have to be my own font. It can be any other font. So he wants to apply chapter title and chapter number. I can see that he already has them safe. All right, that's very good. I'm so impressed. But you notice that chapter number and chapter title, they are together. So how do we resolve that issue? Just press backspace to clear all that and then press enter. All right, so let's apply chapter number. That's chapter number the way he has defined it, and then this is chapter title. So when I applied it, really nothing disappeared. All right, nothing disappeared. So let me try and apply another one, and let's see whether anything will disappear. Chapter number, chapter title. It would have been nice to see chapter title, excuse me. It would have been nice to see the things that disappear so we can address that issue. But you see the way we are now, everything seems okay. Chapter number, chapter title. Apparently, I don't even have to do chapter number, chapter title one by one. I can edit chapter number and then say that the next style should be chapter title. Oh yes, I'll click OK. I also like to arrange things in order. So after chapter number, I put chapter title. My subhead will usually be after body text. That's where I do things. What else? So I can apply chapter number and chapter title together. I just highlight and say, I'll right click on chapter number and say apply next. So the two is applied now. I can differentiate, maybe because I don't have the fonts he used, I will say, yeah, and I keep this one, let me say center. So I wish that issue occurred, but that issue didn't occur in my own case. So I just keep this as all cap and say, okay, do you notice that when I say all cap, this will also follow because they are kind of linked together. So I can unlink it now. Let me say Felix Tilton, something like that. And I make this a bit bigger. You could see that everything seems okay. So I couldn't figure out what the issue he explained is. I'll just right click and I noticed that the chapter number is not starting on the alt. I will also correct that. I'll right click on this one, edit chapter number, and I'll come to keep on. I'll say keep on next odd. Yes, maybe this is what it's saying. Fantastic. I'm happy this occurred now. Okay, I think this is what it's saying. Yeah, I'm happy to see this now because I always like to see the issues and then we can resolve it together. So first of all, I have an idea of what's going on. Chapter number was the first character style he defined. And then this is based on this. Yes, that's what happened. Look, I can prove it to you. I'll click on this one and then edit it. I told you. I just knew from experience that it's based on that. Now, so what happens when a particular paragraph style is based on another paragraph style? It means whatever paragraph style that is applicable to character style A, which is the primary character style, that same attribute will also occur in paragraph style B, which is the secondary paragraph style. But you can remove it. And how do you do that? You can right click on chapter title, which is based on chapter number, and first of all remove it. Say don't be based on it. Yes, that's the first way. Or you don't even have to care. Look, you can just right click on chapter number and then come to keep on. That's where the issue is, keep on. So because I said chapter number should be on the next odd page, chapter title also picked it up because chapter title is based on chapter number. That's why it's behaving like that. But you can remove it. Just say keep anywhere and click on it. And immediately I did that, you see, it went back to meet it. You could do some more adjustment too and say paragraph rule on like that. And I'll say I want maybe 1. I just like some level of spacing. I'll keep it in frame. Okay, so you had both above and below. So okay, I can remove this, the one, I can remove it above and below and make it 0. All right, and I can come to indent and spacing and say, after it, I want another 16 points. I added plus 16 points. All right, and I can work on chapter title too. I'll say I want another 16 points. Let's just check. That's not bad. Well, let's add more. Another 16 points. All right, and you see that it's beginning to take shape. So I hope I'm able to solve this problem, and then I could see some spaces. This one is very easy. Just double click in that text frame and then tap your delete to bring it back. Yeah, double click, in your text frame and then bring it back. I hope this has been meaningful, and I hope I'm able to help. Please, let's keep the questions coming. I enjoyed the fact that you guys are trying it out. I'm so happy you are trying it out. Please don't be scared of the software. I also went through all this when I started. There is a learning curve to every software, and if you don't stop, you'll become a pro too. Meanwhile, just to whet your appetite, let me tell you the next set of videos that are coming. The first video I want to work on is when you receive an InDesign file that someone else worked on and the person did a very, very bad job. Messed up a lot of things. So as the person is approaching InDesign as if he's doing CorelDRAW, how do you resolve that kind of issue? The next video I want to work on is talking about how do you use Canva to lay your books. I know you guys won't really see that coming. I've seen a lot of issues with that, and I felt, okay, let's address it. The next video I would like to record after that is grid system. Yes, the reason I wanted to talk about grid system is that will lead us into brochure design, magazine design, and ultimately annual report design. Believe me, you have never seen that type of video before. I don't know how many hours to take me, but you are going to see hands-on how to do annual reports from start to finish. These are the kind of video you are likely going to find online. Even when you see them, they didn't explain better. So thank you so much for staying with us, and please subscribe if you have not, and keep looking forward to my next video. Bye for now.